Municipal bonds and U.S. Treasuries are going to be similar to corporate bonds, except it's not issued by a corporation, it's issued by a government, whether that's the U.S. government issuing U.S. Treasuries or municipal bonds being issued by a state or county government. These are also called muni bonds, which I'm going to refer from here on out, because if I have to say municipal anymore, I'm going to butcher it, and I don't want to do that. Muni bonds and U.S. Treasury, the one advantage you can get there is tax advantages depending on what type of bond it is. At certain levels, the interest that you're receiving might not be taxable at the federal or state level, depending on what you own. From a risk standpoint, a government bond is going to be safer than a corporation because you're backed by a government. Basic muni bonds are going to get broken down into two main types of bonds. They're going to be GO bonds, which are paid by tax dollars, so taxpayers are essentially paying those bonds back. And then you also have revenue bonds, which are going to be associated with a project or something that's going to generate cash flow, and that cash flow is going to pay back those bonds. Now, the risk level with muni bonds is fairly low. Now, it's not unheard of a government defaulting, but more than likely, a government's not going to default on their bonds. You could feel fairly safe with a muni bond or a U.S. Treasury. As a result of it being lower risk, typically the interest on those bonds is going to be less compared to a corporate bond. So just keep that in mind. But the tax advantage might make up for the difference in interest. So you got to look at that and balance what makes more sense to you. Do you want the tax advantage or do you want the higher interest?